Yo, yo, RX back with another breakdown of UFC London Evloev versus Murphy. We back with another breakdown of our first trip to London in 2026. That is not very good at all, to be honest. There's a few good fights. The last three fights are very strong. The order for the card is fucking stupid, but we can look past that. Just a lot of bad fights, man. There's like, after you get past like the 4 or 5 actually kind of solid fights, you get a lot of weak garbage. And, yeah, it's not as great card. Again, top 3 fights are definitely strong. Even 1 or 2 of the underfights are strong. But it's like, man, a lot of this is just bleh. A lot of this should either be in the Apex or fucking the PFL, if anything. It's not great, and yeah, I know I say this a lot, and usually it never ends up being true, but this might actually be one of the shorter videos because I just don't have a lot to say here, truly. I think this is a really weak card with a really strong top, kind of like the Houston card, to be honest, and see what happens. London cards are very hit or miss. We've had really good ones. Aspinall Volkov, one of the most legendary cards we've had in the 2020s. Aspinall Tybura was a good card, if I remember. Then you got Leon Bilal, which was garbage. Brady and Leon was horrendous. So, far I remember, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I'm right. And now we get this. So, very strong main event, very strong top few fights. But in the second we get to the beginning of the prelims, you're gonna see my point. So, 14 fights, London, of course, like I always say, I'm gonna be excited for the fights. The second day start at 1 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. I'm gonna be excited, but right now, I am excited because it's always good to have fights, but yes, this is weak. This is really weak, and again, especially for a London card. So. But maybe it over-delivers and it's great. Hopefully the crowd's gonna be hot. Hopefully the fighters are ready. We got 14 fights, got a lot of weigh-ins to happen, a lot of fights that were not trustworthy in said weigh-ins. So, never know what could happen. But knock on wood, nothing. We get a good card with all the fights we're about to talk about, and see what happens. We're coming off a very good card in the Apex. Let's keep that momentum going. So, but with that being said, I think that's the only really last thing to say before we get into the breakdown outside of the normal YouTube bullshit, which is please like, comment, and subscribe. 200 subs is goal by the end of 2026. Never gonna happen. I can dream. As always, unless we're gonna say something which I don't believe I am, I believe the only thing left to say here is we're ready to break down some fights. I am not, because most of them I'm not going to waste a lot of time on, but oh boy. UFC London, 14 fights, you ready? I know I am. Let the breakdown from the UK begin. As we begin with female doubleheader, where both fights are they're one's terrible, and actually we're gonna start off with the better one of the two. As we begin the night in the women's bantamweight division, for a fight that is one of the fights of all time, and I would say it's not even the top 3 worst fights on this card, which would say a fucking lot if you really think about it. As we have in our first fight of the night to open up a night in an afternoon in London, we have a women's bantamweight with our first bird of the night, Melissa No Mess Mullins versus Luana Dread. Oh, I feel it, trust me, Carolina. Is this a good fight? No. Should this be in the Apex? I don't even think it's good enough to be there, but again, somehow this is I would say this is like the 4th worst fight on the card, which says a lot. Mullins, first Brit of the night, first time that you're fighting in London, so good for her. Carolina Joy, someone I've been only the nicest to over her career. See who breaks their losing streak. It's the first fighter of the night, the first Brit of the night, Melissa Mullins, 7-2, 34 years old, will be 35 in July, being her first home fight in London in the UFC, 2-2 in the UFC, and 3 of those were in the Apex, I believe. Her 2 wins in the UFC have been Irina Alkasheva and Claudia Saigula. Her 2 losses were Nora Knoll and Daya Zelezniakova. Yeah, Mullins is pretty ass, to be honest. Alkasheva, that has not aged the greatest, since she's not even in the UFC anymore, and yeah, she was not very good. Nora, okay, that's an understandable loss. Saigula, that's actually aged pretty good, and I'll be honest, I think Saigula would win a rematch on a full camp. And then Zelezniakova, who did win a rematch against Mullins back in Baku, beating her pretty easily. Yeah, that was a really bad performance. Now she heads home to fight Carolina, who is about the same level as everyone she's fought so far. Not the greatest, but not the worst. Again, I don't think Mullins is very good. 2 weight misses in the UFC is also pretty bad. Her striking is not great. She's definitely trying to get you down and ground and pound you. She's okay there. Her cardio is not great. Her durability is not great. Her fight IQ ain't great. And her striking ain't great. Kind of just get you down and keep you there, bloody you up a bit and get a win. What she did against Claudia, what she did against Irina, couldn't do against Daya or Nora. She's not great. Didn't have a god-awful amateur career, Jesus Christ. Outside of being British, she has no reason to be in the UFC. She's just not very good. Do I think she's the worst in the bantamweight division? No. I still think she would probably beat Chelsea Chandler and fucking whoever the fuck else is like terrible, Haley Cowan. But yeah, she's not very good, and we'll see how she opens up tonight for the Brits. Again, first fight over there at home for her in a long time, I would imagine. And a lot of pressure to start off the night with a dub for them. See if she can against a opponent who is definitely beatable, but will she beat him? And that opponent would be the Brazilian in enemy territory, actually where she's been before and did not end well. Luana Carolina, 11-5, 32 years old. I swear she felt much older because she's been in UFC forever. 6-4 UFC, felt like she's lost more fights coming out with Contender Series. Since moving up to bantamweight, which was, I believe, the Petrovic fight, if I'm correct. No. So she just moved up. So she's 0-1 at bantamweight. My bad. I swear she was at bantamweight a minute, but so she's 0-1 at bantamweight, losing to Michelle Montague last time out. Actually, didn't look too horrible in that fight, but still lost. Before then, she was a very subpar flyweight at best. How she has a win over Lupe Godinez? I don't know. It was a robbery. Yeah, came off Contender Series many years ago. Her main career highlight would be losses to Lipsky and Molly McCann. So, I bet she's thrilled to head back to London after those, or after the Molly fight. I think it's Joanne Wood fight, so she's actually 0-2 in London. So we'll see if Luana can finally get a win over there. And, yeah, she was on a 3-fight winning streak versus bottom of the barrel competition. Went to bantamweight, put up a fine showing against Montague, and now fights Mullins, and now I think that was in Australia, so she's in enemy territory again. So we'll see if she can finally play spoiler to one of these fights, because Molly beat her and Montague beat her. Can she get revenge in London finally? She's not very good, obviously. Her striking, probably the better striker here. Her grappling has never been a strong suit. She has decent enough cardio, can go 3 rounds. She's a lot of Carolina. She's pretty dreadful. The sad part, she's probably the best fighter we're going to talk about in these first 3 fights, so let that sink in. Can she finally get a win in London? I guess is the moral of the story. The betting odds are not sure they're at a pick'em right now, and I believe I looked earlier, Carolina was minus 130, 140. I get it being a pick'em, I guess. I have no issue with that. Or you don't have Luana, small favorite, either one works. I just don't know how you can be confident in either side here. Both are 6'7", or 5'7", 6'7", Jesus fucking Christ, imagine. Luana has 1 inch in reach, but Mullins is 76% picked. I think that's a little much on one side, trusting the hometown fighter. Who am I going with here? I'm gonna go with... Give me the spoiler to begin the night. Give me Luana Carolina. I just think she's better a bit, which says a lot. I just think Mullins is awful, truly, and I think Carolina has more dog in her. I think she's a bit better of a fighter, more cardio. She'll probably get taken down round 1, but I think Mullins will start to fade. She does not like taking punches. I think Carolina's better on the feet. Again, she actually did not do too horrible against Montague, and I just think she can get the win here. Could Mullins just hold her down for 3 rounds and win? Yes, 100%. But I don't know if she will. I'm really not certain about that. It's a possibility, but I'm not super confident in that. I'm gonna go Carolina here. I think she's a bit better. I'm gonna finally get that win in London that she's failed to get twice. Give me Luana Carolina by decision. Obviously a decision will happen in this fight. And I don't love picking a decision against a hometown fighter because we know how that bullshit goes. But I'll go with it here. Give me Luana Carolina by decision to begin the night. Just the better fighter, I think, can squeak out a win here. Yeah, this is gonna be like Sam Hughes last weekend. I look stupid after the first fight of the night. Probably. But fuck it, I'm gonna go with what I think. Give me Carolina by decision. I think Mullins is awful, and not saying Carolina isn't, but somehow I do think she's a better fighter here. And, yep, give me Luana by decision to upset the crowd early, if anyone's even there this early, and finally get that long-awaited win in London against somehow the worst fighter she's fought in London. She fought Myla Can, so that's a lot. Give me Luana by decision to begin tonight. And then after that, we follow that up with another female fight that's even worse. The second worst fight on the card, which is somehow a miracle, is not the worst fight on the card. As we have in our second fight of the night, our last female fight of the night. I guess they couldn't get any other British females on the card, or any good ones at that. As we have our second fight of the night, and somehow even worse than the first fight in the strawweight division. Not the first fight, I'm not gonna waste much time on because it doesn't goddamn deserve it. We have Chanel, the Nightmare, Dyer, you are not Carlos Prates, versus Ravenna, Kiande, Oliveira, no relations to any of the good Oliveiras, or even Vinicius. What the fuck do I say here? I don't think either of these two should be in the UFC. This should be on a local PFL card. Dyer lost on Contender Series and got signed for one obvious reason. She's fucking terrible. I don't know a simpler way to put it. For Ravenna, she's somehow worse. Again, no relations to Charles or even Vinicius. Somehow she's worse than Vinicius. 0-2 in UFC, 1 at bantamweight, 1 at strawweight. Should have had a fight at flyweight. Yeah, this fight's a joke. I have no respect for either of these two. I think they're both awful. And give me Chanel Dyer by decision, minus 350. Yep, I cannot agree more there. As terrible as she is, I'd be fucking amazed if she lost this fight. I hope she does. To be honest, I would love if she did, but I just don't see a world where that happens. 92% on Dyer, yeah. Give me Chanel Dyer by decision. Shouldn't lose this fight. Of course, I would love if she did. I just have seen nothing from Ravenna to prove that she has any chance in winning this fight against anyone halfway competent. Even Dyer's halfway competent. And, yeah, give me Chanel Dyer by decision. What else is there to say? You both suck, but somehow they gave Dyer somehow someone who she can beat so fucking easily. It's not even funny. That's the only people she didn't beat, because she is going to get fucked up by anyone good. She's terrible, but I know layup in the debut is part for the course off the Contender Series, and most of the time. And, yeah, give me Dyer by decision. Next. After that, we have got out of it how does it stay as terrible as we head to our our first male fight of the night. And what a way to begin the male side of things, with the worst male fight second worst male fight on the card. And we have in the third fight of the night, at lightweight, the 0-1 battle where neither of them should be in the UFC, and again, this should be your local Cage Warriors fight. We have in the second worst male fight of the night, and that's only because Antonio Trocoli is later on the card. This fight's fucking garbage, and proving my point of how awful this card is, especially early. We have in our first male fight of the night, at lightweight, in our third fight of the night, Shamrock versus Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi. I gotta pick one of these fucking jabronis to win. Great, can't wait. Somehow the Carolina Mullins fight is much better. Let's talk about the hometown Brit. Shamrock first, aka Patty's friend, and the only reason he is here. 12-2-1, 32 years old, 0-1 in the UFC after getting easily beaten by Nurmagomedov in a debut no one thought he should have been in. And they were right, because why the fuck did they sign this guy who's terrible? Oh yeah, because he's friends with Patty Pimblett, and they keep getting jobs somehow. Right? Because it worked so well with Nathan Fletcher, who actually might be better than Shamrock. Yeah, much easier fights in the debut, I'll give him that, because Nurmagomedov is actually really good. He never had a chance in that fight. And he still looked terrible. Yeah, this dude's not good. Getting a step down, which is kind of a do-or-die fight for me, because if you can't win this fight, Jesus fucking Christ. I think he was like calling out Anshan Jubilee or some shit. He's that desperate for a win. But that he gets Sawadi, who's somehow much better. He's not good. I can't think of anything in the debut that I can point out as a positive. His striking sucks. Grappling sucks. And he sucks. Keep riding Patty Pimplett's coattails, because that's the only good thing you're good at, because I don't even know why this motherfucker is here, so... For the opponent, who is back after a long time away after taking all of 20 off, we have the return of Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi. Kind of poetic he's fighting in London, since we'll talk about his Contender Series fight. 15-4, 30 years old. Hey, his birthday is not a few days before mine. I will be 31 in a month. Less than, actually. 0-1 in the UFC. Did get coming off Contender Series, where he did beat, funny enough, George Hardwick in a giant upset. One of my favorite Contender Series fights I ever watched. Because everyone's high on Hardwick, and he got beat by some random guy they found. But then it did not go too well for Sawadi, because he got knocked out by Loic Radzhabov in his debut back in March of 24, so over 2 years away. And actually, I think he was winning that fight, so now Loic's not even on the goddamn roster. He's not terrible, but fair enough, you should be losing to if you're actually decent. And then he's had 4 cancelled fights since, against Kutsaladze, Levitt, Balaji, and Camilo. 2 of them his fault, 2 of them the other guy's fault. So, and now he gets Shamrock 2 years after fighting in London after getting a contract beating a Brit. I I would be lying if I said I remember his style too much. I know he's a striker, or pretty decent at his grappling. It's maybe okay, I'm not sure. Fortis MMA, that Jeff Niels, Saif Sayoud. They had a good coach. He had a really good coach with him. I know his striking's decent. Grappling, again, not 100% sure, I don't remember. Chin is definitely a worry after that Radvipov debut. We'll see how he looks after 2 years away. He's only 30, so he's not super old, and he's not going to be too rusty. See what he can do here. He won a giant sword, or a shield, which is pretty cool. Let's see what he can do here 2 years away. Getting an opponent who's pretty fucking garbage. See how he does. Again, he's a decent striker is all I really remember. And he has a good coach, so see how he does. Going into definitely enemy territory since he already beat a Brit. So, yeah. The betting odds for this fight have Sawadi minus 125 to plus 105. Yeah, actually I do agree with that. You could have it to pick him, but I actually would have Sawadi like minus 130, 140. He's the pick here. Shamrock is just fucking terrible. Shem is a few inches taller and much bigger reach. 77% picked. I'm gonna go with the underdog again here on Tapology. Just like Carolina, give me the underdog on Tapology, and Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi. I think he's way better. Just from I saw one fight of Shamrock, he looked terrible. I've seen 2 fights of Sawadi, he's looked decent enough to beat a guy this awful. Give me Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi. Not saying I'm super confident, and if he lost I wouldn't be shocked, but I think Sawadi can beat a guy as awful as Shem. Like, would I even say George Hardwood might be better? Radvipov, if Bluff was better than Rock, so I guess I'm not picking Shamrock until he shows any bit of talent, and I did not see that in the debut, so give me Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi to get the win here after 2 years away, and I'm definitely not going to be the liked guy in London, but yeah, I just am not picking shitty Shamrock, so could Rock win? Again, of course, maybe he can just hold Abdul down and win, but I'm going to say it doesn't happen. I'm going to say Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi by decision. Should get the win here. I think he's a better fighter, and don't think he's going to be too rusty. Should be able to look fine, get in there and get the win, so give me Al-Sawadi by decision. So not really too much to say there. It's a very low level fight, and I could get it wrong. I doubt I do, so give me Sawadi. I'm much more confident in him than I am Carolina, to be honest. Great first set of picks. I could easily be 1-2 going into this next fight. And after that, we had 2 heavyweight for the first of 2 fights on the prelim. They're both not terrible heavyweight fights. As we have in our 4th fight of the night, our first of 2 heavyweight fights on the prelim. This is the weaker one, but it's an interesting one. Gonna answer some questions about some guys who've only had 1 fight in the UFC. As we have in our 4th fight of the night, at heavyweight, Louis the Vanilla Gorilla Sutherland versus Brando the Balkan Bear Persisic. Well, let's see how their sophomore fights go. Sutherland, I guess, Scotland, close enough. He'll be the hometown guy here. Brando in his 2nd UFC fight. So, can Louis get his 1st win? Can Brando get his 2nd win? It's not the worst heavyweight fight I've seen. Don't make me look stupid for saying that. I'm actually not shitting on you. See what happens. We'll begin with the Scottishman village fighters on the roster. And then we got Louis and Casey fighting over the next 2 weeks. Yeah, but we got the heavyweight Louis Sutherland to begin us here. Close enough to being British. 10-4, 32 years old, just turned 32. I feel like he's already fought more than that paper champion the Brits have at heavyweight. 0-1 in UFC after debuting against Walter Walker and getting heel hooked in less than 2 minutes. Yeah, that was never going to end well for him, is it? Now he gets an actual winnable debut, winnable 2nd fight against Brando, and we'll see how he does here. His I won't write him off yet, because, again, Walter Walker is one of the best heavyweights in the division right now, so debuting against him is not easy, but it's still lost. So now we get to see him against someone much lower level, less experienced than Sutherland himself, and we're gonna see if Louis any good here. I don't think he's that good. For now, I'm just gonna guess he's probably just another whatever heavyweight, but let's see. Can't really go off much in the debut. He hits very hard, I can already guess that. He has no grappling, and he probably has shitty cardio. He's a big fucking dude, and we'll see how he does here in a much more favorable, winnable fight. Let's see how Louis does here, and kind of a must-win if he wants to show that the debut was just a tough opponent, or he actually sucks. So, see if Scotland can get a win here. They're gonna get one next week, don't worry. To get that win, he has to upset the prospect that is Brando Persisic, the Aussie 5-1, 31 years old, 1-0 in the UFC from CKB. In the UFC debut, he ran through Elijah Elson, and now he comes here. Also, his debut was under 2 minutes, but he was actually in the winning side of things, but he also was fighting a complete can, so, you know, great stuff there. I think Brando looks fine. He looked fine in debut, went to the ground, got the TKO. Good. Can he go deep into a fight? Probably not. Can he grapple? Maybe. He's from CKB, so doubtful. But he looked fine in debut. I've not seen anything to be mad about or shit on him for yet. He's not in the worst shape for a heavyweight. Like, he's 261, but he's not, like, fat. Helps that he's 6'5", a big motherfucker. And, yeah, we'll see how he does here in the second outing. So, I know I haven't really said much, but neither of these guys have really shown a lot. They've had one fight each, and they fought less than, like, 4 minutes. 3 minutes, even. So, what am I meant to say? Brando looks good so far. Can he show that he's a legit prospect? Let's find out. The betting odds says he is a legit prospect at minus 270 to plus 220. I might move him down a bit to maybe like 240. Like, still not much of a change, but I think that would be a little more fair than almost having him minus 300, but you're kind of splitting hairs at that point. He is 2 inches taller and 3.5 inches in reach and 83% picked. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with the odds here. For the first time tonight, it feels like I'm going Brando Persisic here. Could Louis win this fight? Yes, he's more experienced, and maybe Brando has a giant flaw we don't know about. Chin, grappling, who knows? So, you know, never know. Fighting a veteran, who knows? But I'm gonna say that doesn't happen. And I'm going to say Brando gets the win here by knockout, obviously. Hopefully, at least. Brandon Sutherland's never been knocked out. Yeah, I think that'll change here. I hope, again, if this goes to 4-3, I think we're going to be in for a really long fight. And, let's hope that doesn't happen. So, give me Brando Persisic by knockout in the first. And dude looks decent so far in the 2 minutes we saw him fight. Getting a step up in competition here, but not the biggest step up possible. Sutherland getting a step down. Then be in the middle, see who wins. And can Sutherland bounce back, or is Brando legit? Let's find out. I'm going the Aussie, carry Brando Persisic by knockout in the first. And, yeah, heavyweight is still heavyweight, so I have my doubts that any fight can be shitty, but let's have some hope we get a good knockout here that wakes up the crowd after some dud fights to begin the card, and see what happens. So, not too much else to say there. Give me Brando knockout in the first finish of the night, and another L for the hometown guys. Yeah, 1-3 for the hometown fighters so far. Hometown Scotland, close enough. See if they can start getting some wins under their belts, but not here. Give me Brando to wake up the crowd in the first round. And then after that we get to the stretch of the prelims. That's a lot of bad fighters, and two really good ones, but mainly bad fighters. As we go to our fifth fight of the night, the worst fighter in the card, not because of the guy on the right, because of the guy on the left who shouldn't even be here. I guess this fight doesn't count to London's record on this card, because neither are fucking British. As we have Brazil versus Lithuania. That's a weird-ass soccer game. We have the worst fight of the card, I'm not going to waste any time breaking down. And our fifth fight of the night, our first at middleweight, we have Antonio Navarro Troccoli versus Montes Kondratavicius. Montes knockout in the first, lock of the night. Troccoli's a joke. I think there's a strong debate to be made for Troccoli being worse than Brundage and Medina. So, yeah, if your only skill is getting it from Mackenzie Dern, that's a hell of a skill, yeah, it's not enough. Like, what am I fucking meant to say? You really want me to go in-depth on Antonio Troccoli? No. Montes knockout in the first, lock of the night. I don't even think this Montes kid is that great. He looked fine on Contender Series, but Jesus fucking Christ, man. He's fighting Troccoli. If you can't beat this guy, you don't deserve to be here, so... Maybe Lithuania by knockout in the first, lock of the night. It was either going to be him or Borishevsky, and I don't even think the Borishevsky fight's going to happen, so we'll see. Give me Montes by knockout in the first to continue my lock streak, and yeah, Troccoli's a joke. Pretty simple. And then we have in our sixth fight of the card, and our other fight at heavyweight. This one better because one fighters in it are very good. The other is pathetic. I'm not going to waste a lot of time here because again, there's no time I need to be wasted here. As we have in our sixth fight of the night at heavyweight, we have a fight that is just fucking pathetic. We have Mario Pinto versus Felipe Nigao Franco. Franco stepping in for Mick Parkin, and yeah, this fight fucking blows. I'm not gonna waste your time here, guys. I think this could have been the lock of the night as well. Mario Pinto, very good fighter, fighting out of England, so this will count to their record. Portugal, England, doesn't speak English, but speaks English, no question it. Looking to be one of the only decent things at heavyweight at the moment. 11-0, very good, well-rounded, good fighter. Not a lot to really say there for Felipe Franco. I can't say the same for him. If you watch Contender Series, you remember him. He's the clown who got beat by Freddie Vidal, and then he beat two cans and is now back. So he's the guy who got exposed on Contender Series when everyone was already saying that they think that he's a can-crushing fraud. They proved him right, or he proved them right, and then he beats two cans and gets what he wanted. Great. Pinto minus 550 should be higher. He should win this fight easily, 98%. I agree. And yeah, give me Mario Pinto by... probably knockout, I would imagine. He's probably gonna spark him out he might do round 2. He usually does his best work in round 2, it seems. At least lately. And Franco's gonna be a little tank, and you have to run through him and throw him to the ground and shit. Give me Mario Pinto by knockout in the second. Yeah. He's a smart fighter. He's a bit of a slow starter. Give me Pinto by knockout in the second, I believe. I don't think he has any submissions on his record. There's a few won, so I don't think we're gonna see that. But I do think we're gonna get a knockout here. I think he's gonna break Franco the same way Vidal did, and he's much bigger and gonna be much heavier as well. God, he might finish him in round 1. Fuck. Yeah, I'm going round 1. This is not even a fight. Mario Pinto knockout round 1, the more I think about it. This ain't even a fucking competitive fight at all. So, give me Pinto knockout round 1. Easy, could have easily been a lock as well, but somehow Franco is better than Antonio Trocoli, and yeah, hopefully Pinto's in the top 15 after taking this fight and wasting his time with it, so let's fucking hope, shall we? Pinto knockout round 1, one of the only good things at heavyweight. Simple. And then after that we get to the best prelim on the card, because it should not be a fucking prelim, because how is this guy on the goddamn prelims? I don't know, but what can you do? As we have in our prelim co-main event of the evening, a super easy fight to predict, just like a lot of fights on this card. We have in our co-main event of the prelims, that definitely should be on the main card, because why is Nathaniel Wood on the prelims? We have Nathaniel, the Last Kingsman, that's a really good nickname. Wood, no longer a prospect, versus some random jobber. Yeah, Nathaniel Wood wins this fight easily. I don't know what you want me to say here. Fat boy probably won't even make weight, and if he does, he's gonna lose. When he does, I cannot wait for everyone to fucking be surprised. Just like Patchy, just like Asakura, just like fucking everybody. These signings are not fucking good. They've only 2 signings in the UFC lately have been successful. MVP, Kayla Harrison. Guys like Kieta and everyone else suck. They can hold all their fucking meaningless titles they want before the UFC. They don't win you fights now, do they? So, Nathaniel Wood decision, easy pick. He's not losing this fight. He did lose to Delgado, but Delgado's really good. And yeah, if this fight even happens, because the end dumbass is gonna miss weight. If it even happens, Nathaniel Wood's gonna beat him easily. How he's the underdog is fucking pathetic. And, yeah, give Nathaniel Wood easily over some fucking random can. And when he loses, then everyone's like, oh, I guess he's a fraud. Who's gonna be the one who told you that from the start? Me. Nathaniel Wood by decision. Get the man in the goddamn top 15 already. Jesus. Oh god. And then we end the prelims with just a fight that brings me much joy, because I'm such a big fan of both, if you can't tell how excited I am for it. As we end the prelims, I think not what we would call any bit good, but someone has to win, I guess. We have in our featured prelim that has no business in being a featured prelim. One of them has no business being in the UFC, but a different story. And we have in our featured prelim, for whatever reason, Mason the Dragon Jones versus Axel Sola. A fight between a guy who I think is garbage and a guy I was very underwhelmed by in his debut. Sounds great. I'm not gonna waste time on Mason Jones. He's fucking garbage, but he's so good. I'm sorry, Jeremy Stevens and Bladioki does not mean you're good. He fucking sucks. He should have been re-signed. He's still the same can he was the first time. Pretty simple. Let's talk about the opponent here, the Frenchman Axel Sola, 11-0-1. 28 years old, 1-0 in the UFC. In his debut on short notice, he fought Maurice McKee up at welterweight and looked very fucking underwhelming. I was super underwhelmed by his performance, and the stoppage was kind of shitty, so I'm not calling him a fraud or bad yet, but again, I was not impressed with him at all in the debut. And now he's back down at lightweight, his natural weight class, fighting someone who is he even much better than Reese McKee. This maybe we'll see a very decent Axel Sola here, but if he looks like he did against Reese McKee, he will lose this fight. Yeah, I was really almost disappointed with that debut, because I expected a lot more from the kid, but maybe we get the best version of him here. Let's see. So, if not, he loses, and he sucks. If he's actually decent, he should win this fight, so see what happens. The betting odds for this fight, like always, are riding Mason Jones a dick, even though he's not good. Having him the favorite here, he shouldn't be. He's fucking terrible. Axel's much fucking taller, 6'2 to 5'10. Same reach. Jones 77% picked. Yeah, I have been giving Axel solo by decision. Do I think he'll actually win? I think it has a high possibility of happening, but who truly knows? If he sucks and he looks like he's against Reese McKee, then he will lose this fight. If he's actually decent, he'll win this fight because Mason Jones sucks. So, a guy who struggled against Jeremy Stevens and Balaji Oki, so give me Axel followed by decision. I think Mason Jones is fucking garbage, and yeah, not really much to say there. Give me Axel followed by decision. Please win. If not, you suck. And simple. And there you go. That's the prelims. Usually we're at the hour mark already, but when the last 4 fights are what they are, no need for all the yapping. Yeah, it's a really bad prelims. Outside of Pinto and Nathaniel Wood, I don't want to really see any of these fights. This is mid, trash. I'm intrigued here. Okay, I'll say 3. Joke. Garbage. So, it's not good. I don't know what else I could say. It's very bad. And why isn't Samuel Wood not on the main card? But whatever. A lot of fucking bad fighters. 10 the card, 10 the prelims, and yeah, not thrilled, but maybe the main card is a bit better. Is it? Yeah, kind of. So let's get into it. Beating with our main card open there, a very good fight and a very big debut. I am very interested to see, as we have in the featherweight division, a very important weight class on this card, as we begin the main card with it, and a very big debut to go along with it, as we have in the main card opener of UFC London, a very good fight between the Pink Panther, Curtis Campbell, versus Danny El Puma Silva. Let's see if this Curtis Campbell kid is legit. He has a lot of hype, a lot of talk about him. Is he really all that, or is he just funny looking? Danny Silva, only man to ever survive Kevin Vallejos. This is gonna be a very intriguing opener. I'm very excited. See what happens. Beginning with the hyped up Curtis Campbell, 23 years old, 8-0, making his UFC debut after winning on Contender Series. Can't really take a lot from his Contender Series fight because he fought a complete can and he beat in under 90 seconds. So, but now we get to see if he really is all that. I can't really say a lot because again he beat fucking Demba Sek, who is Demba shit. So hasn't even fought since, and so shocker. What am I meant to say? Let's see, with Curtis is legit, getting a very rare, really decent debut. Instead of getting like goddamn Eric Silva, he's getting a legit debut opponent. And yeah, let's see if this kid's legit. Between him and Luke Riley, UFC has a lot of eggs in these baskets, and see if they work out for them. They need a star. Can I get one here? See if this Campbell kid's legit. I only saw him fight for 90 seconds, so I can't really say if he is or isn't. As for again, a rare, actually really decent debut opponent, Danny Silva, 10-2, 29 years old, 2-1 in UFC, also coming off the Contender Series. In the UFC, he beat Josh Culibao and Lucas Almeida, and then he lost to Kevin Vallejos. Danny's okay. He's nothing too special. He kind of reminds me of a dollar store Delgado, or watered down Delgado, whatever terminology you want to use there, but that's kind of what I see with Danny Silva. Culibao, Almeida, and Angel Pacheco are pretty garbage wins, to be honest. And then the most impressive thing he's done is somehow survive Kevin Vallejos for 3 rounds. So I'll give him that. He's tough. He's very tough, and he's not terrible. But can he come to London for his fight out of the Apex and upset the home crowd and take an O? We're gonna find out. Again, I don't think he's terrible, but I don't think he's great. and he's kind of just like a dollar store Jose Delgado. So he's not a pushover though. Again, Ken Vallejo's gonna knock him out, and he's not terrible. Now again, a rare, legit debut opponent. See if he can go in there and upset the crowd. Dude has some alright striking, have a decent cardio. See what he can do. What else can I really say there? Simple. The betting odds fighter going with the new kid on the block. They're going with Curtis Canis 175 plus 145. Yeah, if you think Campbell's legit, I think those odds are about right. I probably wouldn't have him that high of a favorite, maybe like 165, 150. But, again, if Campbell's legit, then I think the bigger odds do make sense, so find out. Danny's 2 inches taller, Campbell has 2 inches in reach, and is 77% picked. I'm gonna go with the hype. I'm gonna go with Curtis Campbell here. I don't have really an opinion on him yet, because again, I didn't see him do really anything on the Contender Series outside of can crush, or crush a can, whatever way you want to put it. So, now you'd see him against a legit opponent, 23 years old, a lot of hype, opening up the main card. See if the kid's legit. Danny's no pushover, and if he were to win this fight, I don't think it'd be insane if Danny went in there and gave the kid a hell of a fight and won. Again, he survived Kevin Vallejo's, for fuck's sake. But, what do I think he's gonna win? No, I'm going Curtis Campbell here by decision. But let's find out. Maybe the kid is legit. Maybe he's not. Very good main card opener. And, I'm excited. I'm very excited for this fight. See if Campbell's all that and more. Find out. Give me the Pink Panther by decision. Maybe it's fraud checked, because Danny is not a pushover, but I'm gonna say he does get beat here. Give me the hometown undefeated kid to prove he's legit. But to begin the main card. And then we go into the lame parts of the main card. How we begin that portion with the middleweight fight for the number 13, 14 ranking, whatever the fuck the would say is at this point. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste much time here, because I really don't give a fuck about this fight. And we have in our second fight of the main card in the middleweight division for like the number 12 ranking. We have Roman Dolidze versus CLD. Christian Leroy Duncan. Neither of these guys should be anywhere near the top 15, but, you know, we're not that lucky, are we? Someone here has to leave for top 15 ranking, and neither deserve it. Great. To talk about Dolidze first, since he is the ranked fighter here. 15-4, 37, going to be 38 years old in July. 9-4 in the UFC. It had a lot of ups and downs lately, and I'm going to whole UFC career, because truly I don't care. Went on a winning streak to get in the top 15, beat Jack Hermanson, then took 2 losses to Vittoria Nemavov, bounced back for 3-fight winning streak against Smith, Holland, and Vittori, and then Fluffy gave him one of the worst beatings I've ever fucking seen, and then now he's here, coming off the first time ever getting finished. 37, almost 38 years old. Is looking older and slower. How much longer does he have? We'll see. Yeah, not really a lot to say there. I've never thought highly of Dolidze. His best win is Jack Hermanson, Kyle Dawkins, Marvin Vittori. So, he's old, he's shitty, still don't respect him for what he did to JP Buys, or that fucking whore of Elizamos, and, yeah, not really much to say there. I'm not a fan of Dolidze, shocker, never have been or will be. But I'm also not a fan of a guy who's getting pushed for no reason. I know he sucks. After CLD, Christian Leroy Duncan, 13-2, 30 years old, 6-2 in the UFC. His wins have been Dust Coach Doris, that should be a no contest. Dennis Tulian, Claudio Ribeiro, Andre Puliayev, Eric Anders, and Marco Tulio. He lost to Armin Petrosian and Gregory Rodriguez. I still say Duncan is garbage. His wins, I'll give him that. His last few wins, Puliayev is aged good, Anders is aged good, Tulio's garbage. I'll give him, his wins have gotten better, but I still think he's a complete fucking fraud. No doubt would have no chance against any legitimate top 15 opponent, but you know, we're never gonna see that because they don't give guys legit fights anymore. You get babied until you get a title fight and lose. So, yeah, I think Duncan sucks. He throws a lot, powerful. I don't care. It's fucking CLD. Come on now. The bang out first fight, have Duncan minus 340 plus 270. Yeah, I'd say that's probably fine. Should win this fight. Let's see, same height, Duncan at 3 inches in reach and is 87% picked. I'm going COD by decision. Could he knock out Dolidze? Maybe, I could see it. But I'm gonna say he probably doesn't, so give me Duncan by decision. I really don't give a fuck. I would be fine if I would actually probably prefer a Dolidze win here, to be honest. But I truly don't care either way. I think they both suck. And yeah, I don't think either deserve to be anywhere near the top 15. So. But no, I have to make a pick. Give me Duncan by decision. Pretty simple. Next, shitty fight. From a shitty fight to a fight I doubt even happens, but hasn't been cancelled yet, so I'll still talk about it. Our third fight of the main card, that is on the main card for some reason, even though neither are fucking British. In the light heavyweight division, we have in the most pointless fight of the card, more than likely, just to get a quick knockout out of it. We have in our third fight of the main card that I still have doubts will even happen. Iwo Rudy Borashevsky versus Austin Lane. Yes, somehow Austin Lane is gonna try and make light heavyweight. It's not gonna fucking happen. But good luck to him. I don't see how a guy who is 6'6" is gonna do it, but again, good luck to him, I guess. I would be amazed if he gets even if he hit 210. I think it would be a goddamn miracle. So I think this fight's gonna get cancelled because Lane's gonna miss weight or look fucking horrendous on the scales. But if it happens, obviously he will knock out round 1. Lane is trying to fucking die, and he has no chin at light heavyweight. At light heavyweight, it's gonna be even worse. How the fuck did he beat Robels to Spain? You will knock out round 1. What else do you need to say? Polish power. And how did they give him someone who's worse than Ivo Aslan? Easy win for Iwo if the fight even happens, which I doubt. Simple. And then we get to the big 3 of the card, beginning with what should be the 3, but because MVP is an idiot, it isn't, and still, to an extent, I can't even blame the UFC for punishing him. As we have our 4th fight of the main card, our featured bout in the welterweight division. Should be the co-main, and even though the fight makes no sense, but MVP is getting punished, which he kind of deserves. We have in our featured bout, should be the co-main, Michael Venom Page versus Sam Patterson. Very good fight here, even if it makes fuck all of sense. Why not have these two fight other guys? Because, you know, logic. But whatever, he's fucking stupid. And they want to punish MVP for wanting to go back to welterweight when he should be a middleweight. I don't know who the crowd's gonna cheer here. Cool to see MVP get his first fight in England UFC. And, talk about it. Beginning with the Venom Page, 24-3, 38 years old, gonna be 39 in a few weeks. That's insane. 3-1 in the UFC. Really should be 4-0, but whatever. Beat Kevin Holland, lost Ian Gary in a kind of a robbery. Exposed Char Bullet, easily beat Cannonier, and now is back at welterweight for no fucking reason, fighting Sam Patterson. This is probably weird, very weird fight here. We all know we're getting with MVP, man. He's entertaining. I don't care what anyone says. He is entertaining. No one knows how to beat him. Grappling, really, and even then he does know how to escape most of the time. He's very good. What more can I really say? I've always been an MVP fan. I love watching him fight. It's sad that the UFC has got a really old MVP, but he's still fun. I enjoyed the Jared fight and the Char fight and the Holland fight, and I think I'm gonna enjoy this fight. So it's MVP on a fight night, for fuck's sake. It's weird to see a star like him on a fucking fight night, but I'll take it, even if he is a dumbass who should have just stayed on middleweight and got like an easy win against Izzy. Instead he's here, so see him get a 4th win in the UFC. Entertaining MVP fashion. He is fighting the very good prospect who is kind of over here, Sam Patterson, 14-2-1, 29 years old, also an April birthday, 4-1 in the UFC, coming out with Contender Series. He started off at lightweight, got knocked out by Last moves, and has went 4-0 at welterweight since, beating Johan Lainez, Kiefer Crosby, Danny Barlow, and Trey Waters. Now going in there with MVP. This is a huge moment for Sam, trying to make a name for himself and get a huge win on his record. So far, he has not really beat anyone good. He fraud-checked Danny Barlow, and Trey Waters is fine, but he hasn't really got that big win. He's getting finishes, all first-round finishes, but again, he hasn't beat anyone noteworthy, so he was looking like one of the better prospects in the division. I guess they're feeding him off the Wolves. Again, he's kind of getting screwed here, because in the attempt to punish MVP, they are now feeding Sam to him. So, make that make sense. Kid's good. Yeah, he's got pretty good striking. He has good power. He's a fine grappler. But, yeah, he is good luck. You got A, somehow stop MVP from hitting you. B, hit him. Good luck. Let's see what happens. And, yeah, kind of feel bad for Sam there, because he's kind of getting shafted. So, he's getting shafted in this fight, and shafted to getting booed at home, because who's not going to cheer MVP? So, yeah, kind of got a short end of the stick here, it feels like. The betting odds are so you have MVP minus 250 to plus 195. Sure, can't really disagree there too much. Sounds good to me. MVP, they're the same high MVP as 1 inch in reach, 85% picked, and I agree. I'm going MVP here by decision. Don't really see Sam winning this fight. He can't hit MVP, and I don't see him holding him down for enough time to win, so give me MVP by decision. Would love a legendary classic MVP knockout, but I want to say that's a bit unlikely, sadly, so never like he's ever gonna get an MVP fight where he's still entertaining, but he's just gonna win the decision. He's gonna clip Sam, dance around him, win, and then be MVP doing what he does best. So give me MVP by decision. Sam kind of getting shafted here, and yeah, he's still a dumbass, but he's still a great fighter. Give me MVP to get the win here. By decision. God, I would love an MVP knockout before he retires. One more. And then after that we get to what is the co-main event over MVP for some reason, even though it's a really good fight. It should not be the co-main event, really, as we have in the co-main event of Prospect Battle. That is a very good fight. Now, I don't think people are gonna agree with my opinion here, and either I'm gonna look really smart or really stupid. As we have in their co-main event of the evening in the featherweight division, the prospect battle that should be a banger between Luke Riley versus the Texas Kid, Michael Aswell Jr. Interesting co-main, interesting prospect battle. Again, MVP should still be the co-main, but whatever. Definitely intrigued to see how this one goes. Two prospects, both 1-0 at featherweight. They should be good. It should be a really good fight. Should be a striking match. I think it's going to be really intriguing. I'm very excited to see what happens here, so talk about it. Name of the Brit, Luke Riley, 12-0, 26 years old, 1-0 in UFC. Patty's buddy, who has all the hype in the world after knocking out Bogdan Grad in November, where he looked decent, I guess. He did lose round 1, but then he did get the quick knockout. I was not super impressed with him there at all, to be honest. I was really underwhelmed by him there. The knockout was nice, but did you have to lose round 1 before then? So, but I don't think he's bad, but I'm definitely not sold on him being the next great thing like a lot of people are. I want to see more. I want to see a little bit more from the kid, because again, I don't think he's terrible, but he kind of just does not seem like he's gonna be some top tier guy in the division. So, but again, it was only one fight and he lost the round but got a quick knockout, so maybe I'm wrong. His hands look good, he looks like he has good power, and he went 3 rounds before. And I guess his main issue would be grappling. So if he definitely lets a grappler, he might be a bit fucked. But hey, that he seems decent, and see what the kid can do here. So kind of getting a big spotlight. See what happens. As for the opponent, the man who's kind of, at least you would think on paper, but if you've actually seen him fight, you know he's pretty damn good. The opponent here, the American Michael Aswell Jr., 11-3, 25 years old, 1-1 UFC, and he lost on Contender Series. You know, he kind of won that fight. He got robbed on Contender Series, finally got signed. Man, it was a short notice debut up a weight class against Oki, where he actually still did pretty decent, but lost. I don't even think that should really count, because again, it was short notice and up a weight class. He's really 1-0 in UFC, where he ran through Lucas Almeida in less than 2 minutes. And, dude's decent. Dude, Aswell's a dog. He's definitely a decent fighter. His hands are good, his power is decent. He's gonna bring a dog fight. You ain't gonna get an easy walk in the park against Aswell. If you do, then I'm fucking really intrigued to see it, because I don't see how you're gonna just easily beat Aswell. The dude actually looks to be pretty damn decent. He's not really a grappler either, so should be a complete striking match here. He's a dog, man. Had a great fight in Contender Series. He gave Oki a fight. He beat Almeida. I think people are underestimating a guy who's pretty damn good, and he might shock some people. So I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued, and don't overlook him. Never know what might happen. He's gonna bring a dog fight. Is Riley ready for that? Let's see. The betting, I would say that he is going minus 230 for Riley. I actually expect him to be way of a favorite, the plus 190. I'm actually happy the odds are giving Aswell a bit of respect here. I would have thought Riley would be like minus 400. 230. Okay, I'm not against that. Probably should be lower. I'd have 200, but what can you do? Riley's an inch taller, same reach, 95% picked. And now this is where I anger some people or look stupid in the end. I'm going the underdog. I'm going Michael Aswell here. I don't think Riley's bad, but I was super underwhelmed in the debut. I just think Aswell's going to bring a dogfight. I think even if he loses, I think Aswell is going to put up a phenomenal fight and go the full 15. And then Riley's going to leave this fight definitely a bit scarred up, win, lose, or draw. I don't think Aswell's going to get pushed over here. He's going to bring a fight. And we're going to see if Riley's ready for a fight. Has the kid really been in a fight? You have one of my favorite quotes of all time by fighters when Bobby Green fought Grant Dawson and said, he has not been in a fight yet. That could be a scenario here. Again, will that happen? I don't know. And Riley could spark him out in 2 minutes. He could just beat him easily over 3 rounds. I don't know. But I'm gonna say that doesn't happen. I'm gonna go Michael Aswell here by decision, and maybe this either gonna end as a genius pick by me, or I'm a complete dumbass. One or the other. And I just have a feeling, man, Aswell's gonna shock some people. Again, not saying Riley is bad. If he loses, I'm gonna call him a fraud, but before this fight, I'm not calling him bad. I just don't see it. I don't see what people are seeing with him yet until I do or don't. I don't know what to say, so I'm going Michael Aswell here. I think the kid's good. I think Aswell's a very good fighter. He's a dog. And I think he's going to bring a fight. And we're going to see if Riley's ready for it. So I think this could easily be fight of the night. If I had to take a guess, this probably would be my pick for fight of the night. And I'm very excited for it. So give me Michael Aswell by decision here. I think this could be interesting. It could be what everyone thinks it's going to be, or it could be nothing like anyone thinks it's going to be. Let's find out. I'm going Michael Aswell. I'm going the underdog. Is it stupid or is it genius? We'll find out on Saturday night. Give me Michael Aswell by decision here. Could be wrong, could be right. If I'm wrong, Riley's good. If I'm right, I told y'all. Let's see what happens. Either I'm a genius or a dumbass. And usually in that debate, it's usually the latter. But let's find out. Give me Aswell by decision, and maybe my craziest pick of the year so far. And then that all leads to the main event of the evening. All roads lead to one fight to see who fights Volkanovski next, apparently, or it's going to be Gene Silva, which I'm also fine with. But if it's not going to be Gene Silva, it will be the winner of this fight, as we have in the main event of the evening, to see who's meant to fight Volk next. We have in the main event of UFC London, someone's O has got to go. Who's taking their first career loss? We have Mavsari Vloyev versus the Miracle Lerone Murphy. Who's going to fight Volk next? If it's not Gene Silva, yeah, it's gonna be Lerone Murphy, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, Vloyev's actually gonna make it to a fight. Remember him? The pedo who's boring as fuck and has no finishes? Yeah, I try to forget him too. Let's begin with pedo man. I'm sorry, Vloyev, 32 years old. First fight since December of 2024. And, yeah, 9-0 in the UFC. No finishes, and you'll wonder why he has no fucking title shot. If he would just have one finish, he could have a title shot, but no dice. He's the last, I'm saying he was meant to finish any of these guys, but how did you not get to finish here? Like, come on, dude. On a winning streak, but he's inactive, and he never fights. So, always having to pull out of fights. And now we see what happens here. Can he lock up the title shot finally? I still shouldn't get it if he doesn't want to get a finish, but whatever. One of the most boring fighters on the roster. Arguable if you disagree, because I'm right. And, see what fucking happens, man. I don't know what else to really say there. We know he can't strike. We know he's just going to try and cuddle you against the cage. See what happens. I don't got nothing good to say about you, Vloyev. So, pretty simple. As for the opponent, the hometown guy, who hopefully gets some hometown cooking here on the decision, Lerone Murphy, the guy who might be the most disrespected guy at featherweight, 17-0-1, 34 years old, 9-0-1 in the UFC, actually has a finish too. Holy shit. He has it wins. He's not the strongest, I will agree there. And he did lose to Gabriel Santos. But since that Santos fight, he's looked good. He beat Culibao easily, Barboza easily, Ige had some struggles but won, Emmett easily, Pico, highlight reel that should have got him a title shot already. I still say Volk should have been fighting Lerone a few months ago and not Diego, but whatever. And now Lerone has to jump one more hurdle to get that title shot. He's a good striker, he has some grappling, he's won 5 rounds before. He has a much better chance against Volk. Does he win? I don't know. But he has a much better chance against Volk. And see what happens there. So, at home, main eventing for the first time at home. See if he can get the win. Can cause another miracle. And can he maybe again, if it goes to decision, we'll get a little bit of home cooking. Hopefully. The odds are no shocker, all over Evloev for no reason, minus 270 to plus 220. It's so fucking stupid, I don't need to debate it. Murphy's 2 inches taller and has an inch in reach, and is 74% picked against. Y'all don't fucking get it, do you? Lerone's gonna win this fight, obviously. Evloev's gonna cuddle him for a round or two and then gas and lose. He's never been 5 rounds, he's not active. Lerone, I'm saying 48-47, Lerone Murphy. If not, maybe even a finish late, who knows. But I just don't see Evloev winning this fight. I don't see him being able to cuddle Lerone for 25 boring minutes and winning this fight. So I'm going Lerone by decision. Again, 48-47. I think he wins 3, 4, and 5. And again, maybe there is a little bit of home cooking in that decision. We'll see. But I'm going Lerone. Yeah, I think Evloev is going to gas after the first 2 rounds. And Lerone's going to get the win. So, give me Lerone by decision. Y'all are not gonna like the outcome of this fight, cause y'all hyped up a guy who fucking sucks. Give me Lerone Murphy by decision. He's gonna shock, he's gonna cause a miracle and get the W here. So, give me Lerone by decision to cause a miracle, get that title shot if Gene Silva doesn't get it first. And, yeah, shocked Evloev actually made it to a fight, but it might have been a wrong idea too. And Lerone's going to win at home, and y'all are gonna fucking finally maybe respect this guy a little bit, cause Jesus Christ, 10th at featherweight, get fucking real, man. I'm not even a Lerone fan, but Jesus Christ, the dude is one of the best in the division. So, y'all are gonna not like the outcome of this, and I can't wait. Lerone decision. Just wait. Just wait. Or, if y'all get what you want, Evloev boringly cuddles his way to another 10th decision and still doesn't get a title shot because he doesn't fucking deserve it. So, boom. There you go. And, with that being said, boom. We have the card to go over my picks one more time. Luana Carolina by decision. Chanel Dyer by decision. Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi by decision. Brando Persisic by knockout in the first. Montez Tapata lock of the night by knockout in the first. Mario Pinto by knockout in the first. Nathaniel Wood by decision. Axel Sola by decision. Curtis Campbell by decision. COD by decision. Ivo Borshevsky by knockout in the first. MVP by decision. Michael Haswell by decision. And Lerone Murphy by decision. Bang. Obviously, why so many decisions? Like, what other fights are going to be a finish? Like, probably no finishes here. Doubtful that we get one here. Maybe. If I had to pick another finish, I'd probably go Duncan. And even that's unlikely. Duncan or Lerone, to be honest. I mean, I don't think either are gonna happen, so... yeah, there you go, 4 knockouts and a very long card ahead of us, so get comfy, the card sucks, and let's see what happens. And, yeah, that being said, not really too much else to be said there. Again, I told you this card was not that great, and I stand to be correct, because, yeah, it's pretty fucking weak in the end, and, yeah, it's not terrible, but it's not very good either, and let's hope this card over-delivers, because it delivers exactly what it's given us. Yeah, it's gonna be very underwhelming, so see what happens. I got a lot of interesting picks on this card. Let's see if I'm ending this card a genius or dumbass. We'll find out on Sunday when I do the recap, so be ready for that. Either I'm going to be very happy or very pissed off. And, yeah, I told you it would be a quicker video. And, yeah, not really too much else to say there. I'm still always excited for a card no matter what, even if it's still not the greatest. And let's see what happens. I'll be live Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. So let's see what happens there. Some shorts, always. And yeah, not really too much else to say there. So that being said, the only thing left to be said is, of course, as always, now if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe, 200 subs goal by the end of 2026. And as always, RX out. Good vibes only. And always.